As I look up at the sky, my mind starts tripping, a tear drops my eye. My body temperature falls, I'm shaking and they breaking, trying to save the dough. Pumping on my chest and I'm screaming, I stop breathing, damn I see demons. Dear God, I wonder can you save me? I can't die, my hoo-hoo's about to have my baby. I think it's too late for praying, hold up, her voice spoke to me and it slowly started saying, bring your lifestyle to me, I'll make it better. How long will I live? Eternal life better forever. How will I be the G that I want? I'll make your life better than you can imagine or even dreamed of. So relax your soul, let me take control. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. I'm fresh about my coma. I got my mama and my daddy and my homies in my coma. It's gonna take a miracle, let's say, for me to walk again and talk again. But anyway,
Kegan Anthony Kline is facing 27 online CSAM-related charges, as well as 3 more for obstruction of justice. I want to quickly break down all of the charges chronologically and detail the actual offense listed according to the laws in the Indiana Code. I do want to give a quick content warning. The charges against Kegan do involve child sexual abuse materials. There's much discussion about the use of the CP term, but since this is how it's labeled in the legal documents and used in court proceedings, I'm just going to use the CP term for the sake of the information in this video. I also want to note that this task was a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. The descriptions for charges in the Indiana Code can contain quite a bit of information, as you can see here. It's an outline form, but it can just be a bit tough to get through and decipher exactly what you're looking for as a layman. And when getting into the charges that have aggravating factors or other additional information, it can get even more difficult. Okay, so now that you've seen a bit of what I've been looking through for this video, let's go ahead and dig right in. Kegan's earliest charges have a date of May 14, 2016. They include 1 possession of CP, 2 counts of child exploitation, 1 synthetic identity deception, and 1 child solicitation. Possession of CP. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4C. A person who knowingly or intentionally possesses imagery that depicts or describes sexual conduct by a child who the person knows is less than 18 years of age or who appears to be less than 18 years of age and that lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value commits possession of child pornography, a level 6 felony. This can include a picture, a drawing, a photograph, a negative image, undeveloped film, a motion picture, a videotape, a digitized image, or any pictorial representation. There are exceptions listed for medical, art, historical, and other purposes. Child exploitation. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4B2. A person who knowingly or intentionally exhibits to another person matter that depicts the uncovered genitals of a child less than 18 years of age, or the exhibition of the female breast with less than a fully opaque covering of any part of the nipple by a child less than 18 years of age, commits child exploitation, a level 5 felony. I know some of this verbiage is difficult to hear. It's hard to read and speak out loud too, but this is how it's written in the Indiana Code, and I want to detail Kegan's charges as accurately as possible for this video. Child solicitation. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4 35-6C. A person at least 21 years of age who knowingly or intentionally solicits a child at least 14 years of age but less than 16 years of age, or an individual the person believes to be a child at least 14 years of age but less than 16 years of age, to engage in sexual intercourse, other sexual conduct, or any fondling or touching intended to arouse or satisfy the sexual desires of either the child or the older person commits child solicitation, a level 5 felony. Synthetic identity deception. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4B2. A person who knowingly or intentionally obtains, possesses, transfers, or uses the synthetic identifying information with intent to harm or defraud another person, with intent to assume another person's identity, or with intent to profess to be another person, commits synthetic identity deception, a level 6 felony. Kegan has another charge for child exploitation 3 days later on May 17th of 2016, but this one has added intent. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4B4B. A person who, with the intent to satisfy or arouse the sexual desires of any person, knowingly or intentionally disseminates to another person, exhibits to another person, offers to disseminate or exhibit to another person, or sends or brings into Indiana for dissemination or exhibition matter that depicts the uncovered genitals of a child less than 18 years of age, or the exhibition of the female breast with less than a fully opaque covering of any part of the nipple by a child less than 18 years of age, commits child exploitation, a level 5 felony. There is also another synthetic identity deception charge on July 14th of that year. We've already gone over the description of that, so I will skip that for now. And moving on to 2017. The majority of Kegan's charges are in February of 2017. There are 6 on February 17th, including 1 possession of CP, 1 possession of CP with an aggravating factor, and 4 counts of child exploitation enhanced by an aggravating factor. We've already covered the code for possession of CP, but the CP with an aggravating factor charge is more in depth. If you notice in the code listed on my case, it ends with the E and the 1. It doesn't get more specific than that as far as I can see, so it boils down to a number of options of what the specific charge could entail. Possession of child pornography with an aggravating factor. Indiana Code 35-42-4-4E1. The offense of possession of child pornography described in subsection D is a level 5 felony if the item described in subsection D1 through D9 depicts or describes sexual conduct by a child who the person knows is less than 18 years of age, or who appears to be less than 18 years of age, who engages in bestiality, is mentally disabled or deficient, participates in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident by use of force or the threat of force, physically or verbally resists participating in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident, receives a bodily injury while participating in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident, or is less than 12 years of age. We covered the Indiana Code for child exploitation, a level 5 felony. However, the offense of child exploitation is a level 4 felony if the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident depicts or describes a child less than 18 years of age who engages in bestiality, is mentally disabled or deficient, participates in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident by use of force or the threat of force, physically or verbally resists participating in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident, receives a bodily injury while participating in the sexual conduct, matter, performance, or incident, or is less than 12 years of age. and Kegan has 4 of those, all for February 17th, 2017. So those child exploitation charges seem to kind of go along with the CP charges with the aggravating factor for that same date. Kegan is facing a considerable amount of charges with the date of February 25th, 2017. This was the day of the raid at the Kline residence in Peru upon returning from Las Vegas. And the charges for this date make up 15 out of the 30 total. They're all repeat charges that we've already gone over, aside from 2 obstruction of justice charges. There's also a subsequent obstruction of justice charge for the following day, February 26th. We know from Kegan's arrest affidavit that these were for wiping the iPhone 5C that was not seized during the search. Here's a quick overview of the CP-related charges for February 25th before covering what obstruction of justice entails. This date shows 7 charges for possession of child pornography, which we've covered. There are also 6 possession of CP charges with an aggravating factor E1, which we also already went over for the February 17th charges. Obstruction of justice, Indiana Code 35-44.1-2-2A3. A person who alters, damages, or removes any record, document, or thing with intent to prevent it from being produced or used as evidence in any official proceeding or investigation commits obstruction of justice, a level 6 felony. And Kegan has 2 of those for February 25th and 1 for February 26th of 2017. The one final charge that Kegan is facing has a date of May 14th, 2020. This was 3.5 years after the initial raid on the Kline residence, and we're all still wondering exactly why law enforcement waited so long to arrest him on just one more exploitation charge, given all that was discovered and admitted to back in 2017. We've already covered this charge under the Indiana Code, so I won't read through it again. And it's important to remember that Kegan has not been convicted of these crimes. Yes, we have seen his arrest affidavit expressing his admissions of guilt, as well as the transcripts from the 2020 interrogation, and we can't forget about the forensic report that Trooper Vito obtained from the devices. But as of now, Kegan is awaiting trial and has only been charged with these crimes, not convicted. And, knowing what we know now, I'm probably not alone in assuming that at least some of these charges might not actually be crimes committed by Kegan, but by the other user or users of the devices. There were various names and accounts associated with Kegan and his devices, from Anthony Schatz to Emily Ann, as well as others, but investigators have clearly honed in on the use of the Anthony Schatz account from 2016 to 2017. We now know about the ski mask incident after one victim gave her address to Anthony Schatz. That account was also talking to Libby. And the user of that account told one of Libby's friends that she was supposed to meet him on February 13th, 2017, but never showed up. And that's going to wrap it up, and please remember, no arrest has been made or charges filed in the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. So, if you know or find out any information that could help investigators identify the suspect walking on the bridge or about the Anthony Schatz profiles, then please contact the tip line as soon as possible and keep yourselves and your loved ones safe out there.